In the vast landscape of superhero comics, the theme of sacrifice often looms large, portraying characters who heroically give their lives for the greater good. One such poignant instance is the death of Ferro, a member of the Legion of Superheroes in Adventure Comics 353. Released during a time when comics were ever popular, but stories were stagnant, if not stale, Ferro's passing in 1967 showed that comics were ready to go in a more mature, thoughtful direction, that writers and artists were interested in growing with their reader, challenging their expectations for what American comics could be. I want to talk about the significance of Ferro's sacrifice and explore its narrative impact on the Legionnaires, the thematic resonance of his passing, and its enduring legacy within the realm of comic book storytelling. The Legion of Superheroes are an ensemble cast of cosmic and futuristic heroes who are tasked with dealing with some of the galaxy's most harrowing threats. Superboy is also a member of the Legion, and if you ask me, seeing a young, significantly weaker Clark Kent play a supporting role amongst more experienced, more emotionally dynamic heroes was a strong selling point for me and many readers. Written by the legendary Jim Shooter, then only 16 years old, and drawn by the equally brilliant Kurt Swan and George Klein, this particular story is a highlight of the late Silver Age of comics. Despite an excessive amount of dialogue and some static action, it still holds up as an incredible story that resonates well with young readers. Ferro, also known as Andrew Nolan, was introduced as a member of the Legion of Superheroes, possessing the ability to transform his body into a nearly invulnerable metallic form. Ferro initially appeared as a mysterious and brooding character. Despite his powers, he struggled with feelings of inadequacy compared to his fellow Legionnaires. Not that drama and jealousy between the Legion was uncommon, but Ferro was written as a brash character, one who didn't quite fit in with the rest of the team, rarely working with them in battle, often insulting them for their efforts to get closer with him and one another. Basically, he was a grade A asshole, which is sort of why his sacrifice holds so much weight. When the Science Police briefed the Legion on the Fatal Five, dangerous, wanted villains with powers that can match and surpass the Legion, the reader is led to believe that this new antagonistic group is the main enemy of this arc. However, the Legion quickly gets sidetracked by a Sun Eater that is threatening the galaxy. As it slowly crawls across space, consuming energy from nearby stars, the Legionnaires realize that they must join forces with the Fatal Five in order to stop this threat before it can make its way to Earth. In typical Silver Age fashion, our heroes and villains do everything in their power to stop the Sun Eater, but continuously fail. Princess Projectra, Sunboy, and Cosmic Boy try everything they can to deter the Sun Eater. Meanwhile, Emerald Empress, Validus, the Persuader, and the rest of the Fatal Five put together a scheme to overtake the Legion, regardless of their effectiveness in stopping the Sun Eater. For a literal teenager, Shooter was able to weave such an intriguing story of deceit, desperation, and despair, and filter it through the varying lenses of heroes and villains, reluctant or otherwise. As the Legionnaires battle the Sun Eater, Ferro makes the ultimate decision to fly his indestructible form into the heart of the creature, detonating himself and destroying it in the process. This momentous event reverberates through the narrative, leaving a profound impact on both the characters and the readers. Ferro's selfless act epitomizes the essence of heroism as he willingly lays down his life to save countless others. His sacrifice highlights the inherent nobility and bravery of superheroes, transcending the realm of fiction to inspire real-world values of selflessness and altruism. And unlike later superhero deaths, this was permanent. Ferro would have a statue erected in his honor for saving the universe, and he would be mentioned a number of times in later runs. With his selfless act, Andrew Nolan became one of the greatest cosmic heroes in the DC universe. The death of Ferro Lad encapsulates several thematic elements central to superhero storytelling, most notably the motif of sacrifice and redemption. Ferro Lad's sacrifice is not merely an act of valor, but also a form of redemption for his perceived shortcomings. By embracing his destiny, Ferro Lad achieves a sense of purpose and fulfillment, transcending his insecurities to become a true hero in the eyes of his peers and himself. Furthermore, Ferro Lad's death underscores the recurring theme of mortality in superhero narratives. Despite their extraordinary abilities, heroes are not invincible, and death is an ever-present reality, even during the Silver Age. Ferro's demise serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life, adding depth and gravitas to the narrative while reinforcing the value of courage and self-sacrifice in the face of adversity. Because the Legion of Superheroes is such a huge cast, they can afford to kill members here and there, but because of how human, how real the team was written, you felt every single death. Ferro Lad's end sparked off an interesting tradition in Ensemble DC books, and in some ways, you can say that his death came about because of the frustrations of his creator. Shooter wanted to introduce Ferro as a black character, but his editor at the time, cranky racist Mort Weisinger, vetoed the idea, claiming that by doing so, they would lose their distribution in the South. This upset Shooter, and after killing off Ferro, he implemented a 10-year time jump in the very next issue as a means to make sure that Ferro Lad stayed dead. There would be some conflicting comments decades later as to what the real reasoning was for Ferro's death, but Shooter showcased his willingness to tell a multi-layered story with ramifications from very early in his career, with headstrong attitude that other creatives would adopt for years to come. The death of Ferro Lad stands as a testament to the enduring power of heroism and self-sacrifice in the realm of superhero comics. It's a story that starts off quiet, contained, but unravels into something bombastic. There's a warmth to these characters, and they speak and react to one another like young people do. Having a teen writer will do that, but the way Shooter scripts his stories and works upwards towards Ferro Lad's sacrifice is nothing short of masterful writing. Through his noble act, Ferro Lad transcends his own limitations to become a symbol of courage, redemption, and ultimate sacrifice. His legacy continues to inspire readers and creators alike, reaffirming the timeless values of bravery, compassion, and selflessness that define the very essence of heroism. If you're looking for a great jumping on point for the Legion of Superheroes, I strongly recommend The Death of Ferro Lad. This is a classic comic book story.